Alright, so we're recording. Hi. Anthony here. Again, coming to you from my rather messy bedroom. I didn't really want to have to make this video. And to the people who subscribe to this channel to see videos of me frolicking in the Philippines and showing you around there, I apologize. That's not what this video is. I hope one day to be able to get back to making travel content, but today is not that day. And we'll get back to sort of hopes here in a minute too. It was recently brought to my attention that in the sort of line of work that I enjoy doing, there are a group of, well, not a group, there is a certain ideology. Whether that ideology is pushed intentionally, accidentally, or not, I don't know. There is definitely a responsible way to push that idea, and essentially, kind of what I wanted to talk to you about is hope, dreams, and all of that sort of thing. Hope and dreams are amazing things. They can be tools. They can help you set goals, but I fear that some people who give advice about becoming a creator on YouTube, or, you know, sort of doing work for which you are passionate of, sell a little bit of false hope in some of the things that they do and say. And that's worrisome, it's bothersome to a certain extent. I very well may have, in all of the content I have made on this and other channels about YouTube, being successful on YouTube, whatever, you know, tips and tricks and that sort of thing, I may have played into this, knowingly or unknowingly. So I need to go ahead and say something. Whether you're talking about trying to be successful on YouTube, or be successful everywhere, that takes a lot of hard work. Yes, some people become famous overnight. Some people get success for reasons unknown. That's about like being struck by lightning. It's very, very rare. Most people aren't prepared for it. And it's maybe not as glorious or, you know, as what it may seem, okay? I would posit that the vast majority of people who are successful in a creative field created their way there. And there are a million different ways to do it. There is the idea that you continue to create and create and create. You throw things at the wall, you see what sticks. And that's valid. Some people make a career out of that. There are reasons you don't want to do that, or you want to at least rein that in a little bit, which I can talk about some other channel, some other time, some other day. But, you know, there is no, the point I want to make, there is no viable path to success that just involves following your dreams or hoping and wishing and praying your way there. Hope, wish, prayers, if that's you, those are viable tools to help get yourself in a headspace to be able to do it. But I'm sorry to say, the vast majority of people should not quit their day job because they, you know, they want to follow their passion. These are things that should be calculated moves. These are things that you should always make sure that you can feed yourself. You can pay your bills before you go and do. And you know what? There's a saying that says, fortune favors the bold. I would posit and I would argue that even that idea, that mindset, requires a certain level of planning and stability, a little bit of foresight. It's not just stepping off of the roof of a building and hoping that you figure it out on the way down. Of course, I don't want to sort of name names and point fingers at, people who, specific people who, talk about, gaining success on YouTube. That is not my intention. That is not my goal. My goal is more to say that all of the inspirational advice that you get, a lot of times that can leave you with hope. And sometimes maybe you need that as a driving factor to get you through, whether it be about success on YouTube or success in your own life or just nailing things the way you want to nail them. Okay, look, I am not going to be upset at anyone who gains, hope or perspective or, gains a sense of liveliness from any piece of advice. Okay? If someone says follow your dreams, yes, do that responsibly. If someone says that you need to, to act now, to be in the now, here for this or any other thing that you may want to do, that's great, yes, but do it responsibly. I have in the past worked with many creators of, let's say, the size of 100 subscribers, all the way up to millions of subscribers. You would be surprised the number of million subscriber creators who are still just kind of figuring stuff out, who don't necessarily have all their ducks in a row. Sometimes they know they don't have their ducks in a row. Sometimes they're clueless and they're just on the wrong side of what's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. And the Dunning-Kruger effect is a very scary thing. For those of you who don't know, there is this psychological sort of explanation for what happens for when you first start learning about something. Let's say you first start doing research about how to build your own computer, and you're like, hey, yeah, I got this. This is good. And then you start to and then you're very confident. You're like, go get 'em. I know my stuff. And then all of a sudden you start realizing, oh wait a minute. This may be more complicated than I thought. I thought that computers just fit together like Legos. And for the most part they do. But there's always stuff that's going to ruin your day, whether that be, in this example, driver conflicts, different standards, hardware that just simply doesn't want to work with other hardware, certain things that need to be updated in order to work with other things. I'm telling you right now, as simple and easy as building a computer in this example is, there are thousands of ways that it can go wrong. And, so that's just the example I'm wanting to use here. Another one that I think that maybe if we all think back long and hard enough about, tying our shoes. Okay? There was that point where you're like, I don't got this. And then once you get it and you can tie your own shoes, you're like, yes, I got this. But in the first, I would say, year that you're tying your own shoes, they're going to come untied a lot. You're not going to get the right pressure, the right tension. You're going to have those things that happen until you perfect it. Now, often, no, that doesn't slap you in the face unless you trip on your shoelaces. But my point still stands, and I hope the analogy kind of works. The reason I bring up the Dunning-Kruger effect is that it's really easy when you're in the first stages of the Dunning-Kruger effect to say, I got this. I can quit my 9-to-5. I can buy, this stupidly expensive camera, this stupidly expensive whatever it is. And it'll all work out in the wash. Yeah. I'll say this. I would, and this was said by, I heard a YouTube video recently on a channel that I can't remember at the moment. I think it was maybe Peter H. Willem or one of these sort of filmmakers turned video essay makers, maybe Coffee Break, I don't know, where he said that I would much rather watch a compelling, entertaining film or short film that was shot with a potato than a bad one made on with expensive gear. When it comes to content here on YouTube, I think it's pretty much the truth. People will watch what's entertaining. Yeah, you know what? Maybe there'll come a point where you wanna upgrade your equipment and on all that stuff. Yeah, go for it. If it's a responsible move. One of the inciting incidents that caused me to want to make this video and talk to you about this was a misunderstanding that someone in my family had with somebody on Facebook. This person had posted something, and it was a weird like half joking thing, and it was kind of a dark joke, and it was talking about going on Dr. Phil. I almost said Uncle Phil. West Philadelphia, born and raised. So yeah, about going on Dr. Phil because, some sort of, minor, familial drama or something. And then somebody, like, that followed me, like one of the people who follows me, who, has my personal Facebook for whatever reason, like, jumped in, and they were all like, you should follow your dreams, whatever. And, it sort of started this thought process in me where I'm like, I mean, yeah, that's all fine and good, but there are limits to that. There are definitely a lot of things that you should not do while you're following your dreams. You have to be realistic and whatnot. So the family member of mine who posted this thing saw things from, like, sort of either misunderstood or maybe what this person was saying or trying to say, and it just turned into, like, this massive poop show. I genuinely hope that my family member misunderstood what was being said or what was trying to be said. Because if they didn't misunderstand, this person who, was trying to come to someone's defense and be, a good friend and whatnot, potentially they have fallen victim or prey to the idea of, like, endless hope will get you there. endless, enthusiasm will get you there. And look, like I said, those are amazing tools. But you got to put in the work. You got to make good decisions. You just have to do everything you know you should do anyway. And yeah, you know what? Maybe there's a time for taking risks, for jumping off of, that platform, and and making that calculated risk with hope and dreams in your heart. Yes, there's that time, but that time isn't always. That time is something that you've got to take your time to make sure you understand. That is a very calculated thing. Case in point, right now, as many of you know, I am working with a company based on YouTube, and I am working to help small creators. More information on that coming to this channel later. I very much, I want to instill a responsible amount of hope and dreams in these people. I want everyone to know that, you can build something amazing on this platform. You can affect the lives of others. You can change minds. You can change lives. You can touch people's hearts. Yes. But again, there are just those times where your hopes and your dreams aren't enough. Like I said earlier, and I feel like I'm repeating myself, and I probably am, a lot of times you need to put in the work. Myself, case in point, okay? Yeah, I've got that. That's my side gig right now. I still work a 9 to 5. Well, technically 9 to 6, with an hour off for lunch. I probably could, right now, jump full focus into that YouTube gig. You guys would love that, because you'd end up getting more videos. I would love that, because I'd be able to make more videos. But I'm not doing that. I am very much currently making very calculated moves to make sure that everything I'm building is stable. More stable than what I've built in the past. These are not just creative decisions. These are business decisions. These are life decisions. So, I promised you at the beginning of this video that, I would touch on sort of the other stuff that I've done in the past on this channel. If all goes well, you could begin seeing more travel content on this channel within the next couple of months. Few months, maybe not couple. I don't know. But it's something that is very much possible in the next few months. I don't know when. I can't promise you when. But I can tell you that I am going to make motions towards that as responsibly as I can. I am going to make sure that I have everything in order and everything in line before that happens. And I can definitely tell you that though I have hopes and dreams of doing more, I'm not doing it blindly. I'm trying to do everything I can, and I hope that you're trying to do everything you can in building something that will last. In making sure that if you lose lose monetization on a video, you get a copyright claim, whatever the case is, that you have everything that you need and that you're not going to go hungry 1 week, 1 month, for an entire year. Here in America, we kind of we have this weird mentality where we sort of, in a strange sense, either idolize or congratulate, or I'm sure there's a proper word that I'm not coming up with at the moment, people who work 90-hour weeks. And also people, and the whole concept of a starving artist. Someone who suffers so that they can do what they love. If I can help it, I plan on being neither of those. I would very much like some work-life balance, something I haven't had in a very long time. Even with the 9 to 5, somehow I found a way, when I was only doing that. Actually, no, I was never only doing that. I was doing that, and I was driving for rideshare on the side. So I would very much like to get to a point where I could have some work-life balance. A point where I could, in good faith, do something like join a gym and then actually go. I know that's a novel concept. But, yeah. So, if you're someone who follows me for the YouTube stuff, if you're someone who follows me for the advice I sometimes give on this or any other channel, if you're someone who values my opinion and my advice is to not do anything stupid. Always, always, always make sure that you have a plan and a backup plan. And if you can't have a backup for your backup, at least have some loose threads that you can pull on if need be, because that's important. So yeah, that's where we're going to wrap this up. Let me know in the comment section down below any and all reactions to the content in this video. Yeah. Till next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and do all those things that make me absolutely love my job here on YouTube. Also, be awesome to yourself and amazing to each other. Bye. See? And now here's that awkward part where I have to click the button to stop the recording. Oh yeah, there's probably stuff on the screen that you can click. Move to the center of the screen. Yeah, click those things. Alright, bye.